Well, good morning. Hashtag 7 a.m. Music Club. Not really. It was more like 8 a.m. by the time I got done messing around on Facebook. Yeah, my mornings have been getting a little bit later here lately. Merry Christmas. So, I want to show you guys something here. Little tip or trick, whatever you want to call it. It has to do with giving some pre roll on a song when you're making a song. There's several reasons for this, and I'm gonna go into two of them here, basically. Actually, I'll tell you three of them. Why not make it a trifecta? As you can see in my project here, I've started the song at measure 5 instead of starting it all the way down at measure 1. Now, there's a reason for this. Three reasons, as I'm going to tell you. The that extra bit of pre-roll, first of all, if I'm making the song and I suddenly decide that I want to do something a little bit extra right before the start of the song, like some sort of swell into it or reverse cymbal or something like that, then I don't have to move the whole project over that long to put that in there. It's already got some built-in space for me to put that in there. That's one reason. Another reason is if I'm recording live instruments or even recording MIDI instruments, if I feel like, well, recording live instruments is the main thing, like guitar or percussion, which I'm liable to lay down some of either, or bass, real bass. When you first start recording and you hit the record button on something, you hear I'll show you here, you get your metronome click in, and then it starts recording. Now, if you start playing at the exact moment that it starts recording, you may miss the first part of that first note that you play, because sometimes a guitar player, if he's going to hit a strum, the strum actually begins before the downbeat, slightly before the downbeat. Sometimes 50 milliseconds, maybe, sometimes more, depending on how you're playing that style of that song. So if you're playing a strum right at the very beginning of it, and it'll start recording like just after you start to hit that strum. Same thing will happen with some percussion notes. Maybe you want to jump on the beat just a little bit, and you're going to play just a little bit ahead of when it starts. Well, if you start recording at the same spot if you start playing at the same spot it starts recording, then you're going to miss the first part of that note, and it's going to sound kind of weird and funky. Not even funky, because funky's a good thing, actually. But it's not going to sound right. It's like going to chop off the beginning of the note, which is about as bad as chopping off the tail of a note, too, by the way. But anyway, to get around this, what I do then is I have pre-roll space at the beginning of my song or project or whatever. That extra 4 measures gives me a little bit of leeway space, but I can start recording at the measure before, like on I could start recording at measure 4 and then actually start playing at measure 5, because then I'll be sure to catch the very first part of my note when I play it. Now, the third reason that that I like to have this extra pre-roll in here is for this reason that I'm showing here right now. This is a percussion track that has ping pong delay on it. Now, the ping pong delay, if I start playing the percussion track at measure 5, it doesn't really kick in the ping pong delay for a little bit, because of how long I've got the delay set up on the ping pong delay. So if I only started playing this at the very beginning of measure 5 where the song starts, it would sound something like this. I'll play that again. Now what's happening is it's taking a moment for the ping pong delay to kick in after the track starts playing. So what I've done here is I've copied a little bit of that track for the first measure, so that what I get is this track triggering the ping pong delay, or going through the ping pong delay and getting some delays going before I unmute the track. And here's my mute automation. So I unmute the track at the time I want this track to start playing sounds. So what it does, in effect, is start my ping pong delay so that it's running by the time it unmutes. Now I'm going to play that, and here's what it sounds like. I'm going to do that again. Now I'm going to play it from the beginning of where it unmutes. Start it there and you'll hear the difference. So that's another reason that I like to have some little bit extra space at the beginning of a song so that I can do neat little things like that.